So, my dear Capricorn, this is your reading for the month of Pisces, which means the Sun currently in Pisces, which means in the subconscious, in the moon, is giving the light to the moon, which is in the sign of Capricorn. So, a very interesting cycle that is happening here. We see the longing to come out of our subconscious, and we see here, of course, then the attachment of that social status, that climbing up the ladder, that coming out, going up the mountain. And it's in a way, the longing to evolve is also a longing to have social status. It's something that is inherently within us, and we have to be aware that we're not getting attached to it, right? So here we come out of the water, we become the wolf becomes the dog, and the dog goes further up now into the age of Aquarius, which is an air sign. And so here the same, we're going up to the third eye, because that's the only place that we can really see the attachment of this triangle facing down and the triangle that's facing up, but they're not intersecting, they're not touching each other like in the hexagram. The yoga position for Pisces, I have to be careful like this, the sun is coming in so strong right now, is of course fish pose, down dog, up dog, right? The evolution of the subconscious into the conscious, into the higher conscious. And then for you, I give you Nataraj Asana, the dancer's pose, the dancing into the third eye, because here we need to open our heart, we need to open our hips, because you are very clearly the sexual energy of God Pan. And then the third eye, where we can see the liberation, the attachment, right, that we naturally get into when we go for the social status. Now you are ruled by Saturn, the teacher. Very clearly the teacher here is that the church created out of you quite a monster, just because they want to control the people. And the Pisces is getting ruled by Neptune. Neptune is the dreamer, is the guru, is the spiritual teacher, is that yes, there has to be something in this world that we want to evolve ourselves out of, right? It's like Jesus the fisherman. So there's like this kind of religion that was formed in the age of Pisces. And so today you're getting a right spinning reading of 10 cards, 9 major arcana, and then 1 card for your court card. And on your full moon, which is always opposite your sign, which is Cancer, you're getting the soul reading. You get all 22 major arcanas lying here, and I'm reading them from right to left. And this is because the Earth, in the right spinning reading, right, spins around its own axis in 24 hours. So every day I'm doing a reading exactly when the moon is in the sign. And then, of course, the left spinning, it's that soul path. The Earth, the wobble itself does to the left, and that wobble lasts 25,800 years. And currently we're in the age of Pisces, going into the age of Aquarius. And so it's very interesting what's happening, because in the last reading you had Aquarius Sun highlighting the Capricorn Moon. So you did get through Aquarius a message of the age of Aquarius, right? And the message was, listen to your dreams. They're important for you now, right? There came the moon, there came the contract, and there came again another moon card. And so let's see what the moon itself wants to tell you, because last time you already got a message saying, listen to your dreams, right? Because the moon governs the dreams, and the influence of the age of Aquarius is the technology that we can now make movies. That's the next step of this dreamer, this medium, right? The mystic that brings now here all these stories to the people. Now, last one here, this is the 12th house of self-loss, and this is the 10th house of social status. Your court card is the Queen of Pentacles. She sits here beautifully looking at her coin. I'm going to give you a little light here because that's what in a way this is, right? This is the sun. This is the success when we work with money, but in a way that it comes from the soul. That's why she's sitting into the left spinning path. If your birthday is between December 12th and January 8th, this is your court card. If not, please look in the description below. I have listed, of course, all the cards that I'm using today, and also on what position, and all the court cards. Good, so let's begin. On the position of the Fool, this foolish idea that is saying jump into the soul path, right, which is left in that from deep within. I want to break free, I want to come out, and here you get the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is pure love, the most pristine energy. But interesting enough is that we see here two streams coming out and landing in one cup, right? Usually we see just one cup, but we don't see the two streams coming out. And this is the Visconti Sforza Tarot, one of the oldest intact tarots that exist, and created in the 15th century. And you are the card number 15, right? So just remember that. Now, so the Fool is saying you gotta love. Very clearly, right? You can see that. It's like you gotta love. The duality is giving you the opportunity to fly, like here, the two wings that are up, and you gotta get that empowerment through the fact that duality is something we need to learn here. That's why the soul even jumps off the cliff and says, okay, I'm gonna come here again and again and again so that I can learn. So from zero you get that one feeling, that one emotional feeling right away coming at you. And then comes on the position of the Magician. We get here the rainbow, and it's the number 41. And in the 41 we have the 1, which is the Magician, and so you have 1-1 energy already speaking to you like a portal, saying that you, if you really listen to your intuition, if you really listen to this inspiration as well, right, then you get here the responsibility to be part of the rainbow. And the rainbow are all the chakras, all the colors, all possibilities. And when we calculate the 41 together, we get a 5. And the 5 is part of you, right? So you have the 15 here, you have the number 5, but calculated together the 15 becomes a 6, and the 6 is always that deep self-love, a self-love that brings me through the magic search of self, even if it's through the social status that I need to climb to learn my lessons. But you can see how now this bird is flying into the direction of the human path, and it's exciting because you are recognizing now that there is something that is going up into the age of Aquarius, which is an air sign, right? So I'm a little here troubled by the sun, but I think it's okay because the sun is what holds all the rainbow colors together, right? And so your path is now to go with this understanding that love can only be experienced when I accept the dualities and I move forward in my lessons into the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is the intuition, a deep intuition that knows the black and the white, the dualities that are challenging us here. And the Eight of Pentacles is Sun in Virgo. And Sun in Virgo brings to you something of, you are working on your intuition, you are working on bringing you to the next level in the way you listen to your intuition. And it's very interesting how this bird is literally flying into the Sun in Virgo, which is also an earth sign, right? And you truly get along with all the earth signs. Doesn't matter the Taurus or the Virgo energy. So you recognize the number 8, because the number 8 is the infinite symbol that is above the magician. And the number 8 is that I worked so clearly on myself, on my intuition, that now I have established a mastery. I have established myself in a place of, I know what it's all about, even in the material world, even in this attachment where you only through the third eye, through the sixth chakra, are able to climb. So the third eye is something that you have to truly recognize, that you have to work on in your intuition, because she is very clearly knowing what the third eye means, right? Because she is the High Priestess and she works very clearly on herself. And then comes on the position of the Empress. These are all state of consciousness, right, that I'm showing you. And because it's a path that you're going, constantly a new path is presenting itself when the sun goes into a new sign and highlighting the moon again. And sometimes it's in the waning, sometimes in the waxing, sometimes in the full, sometimes in the new moon. And the moon is that deep subconscious that we are always looking within ourselves. And so that's when I exactly do the reading for you. And here comes the Hangman, a 3-3 portal, but the 3 is not a clear 3, it's a 12. So first we have the Magician and the High Priestess, right? And this is the couple, the most powerful couple in the deck. And both of them are now here bringing to you the Hangman, and that I am diving deep into my subconscious, because that's what Pisces does. Pisces is pushing you to look deeper within, and what is the true longing, why you want to evolve and why you want to continue coming back as a soul in a physical body. And so this is the yogi that's standing on his head and is recognizing something by the inversion. It's like almost saying, yes, that jump the soul did as a love sign of saying I'm jumping is like, that's it, right? So here is the Fool has jumped because you got the cup, right? The Ace of Cups. And you recognize now the deep dive into your subconscious is something that your soul wants you to experience. And that's where you recognize then the 3. And here, this 3-3 portal is going to open you up to this new state of consciousness that the Empress is bringing, right? That's always like in your head. These are all state of consciousness from the 0 to 3. The first 4 cards of the 22 major arcana are in your head, and you are recognizing something quite profound, because then comes on your position, right? You are now the Queen of Pentacles. Comes the 7 of Swords, and the 7 of Swords is difficulty in your head, is something where you learn to see that the moon in Aquarius, maybe you can look at the reading moon in Aquarius, right, where Pisces was giving the light. that maybe there was a connection there. But the moon in Aquarius is like, sometimes we feel that we don't deserve whatever it is that we achieved, and you can see how all these swords are attacking this raven, and it's this not really honest energy coming here to you. It's almost like someone is doing something to you, but also you should see, are you seeing yourself as a victim, or are you creating a victim, right? What is it truly? And he's literally hanging himself upside down so that you can see this, and you feel this in your head. There is someone that is not wanting you to be as successful as you maybe could be, right? This is, as you can see, how he's facing the right spinning path, and the right spinning path is the human path, right? And he's hanging upside down. And so here you are learning something quite profound, because then on the position of God Pan or the devil, right, comes another 9 of swords. And so 9 and 7 swords together is 16. And 16 is the tower. 16 is what needs to break apart so that we can evolve further. And the 1 is then the magician, and on the position of the magician came the rainbow, right? And then, of course, on your position now, when I calculated together the number 6, right? The 16, the 1, like I said, the rainbow. And then the 6 is you calculated together. You are recognizing that you have to learn that certain things in the way you think must go. It's not even need to go or should go. It's like a must. And consciousness will do anything that these thoughts leave you, because they attach you to the social status. They attach you to things that are not good for you. As you can see, she's lying here and she's like, oh my God, I'm having a headache. And right, the words here are like, you know, I'm afraid and I have problems and I don't know how to get out of that. And then 16 is then a 7. And so again, you have the 7 is something is bothering you in your life. Something is saying, well, what can I do to overcome this? Because this is Mars in Gemini. And this is Moon in Aquarius, right? So is Aquarius pushing you now to recognize more and more? And this is what Aquarius does, is an air sign. And we're going to see that all the problems that we have in our brain, in our way we're thinking, are now going to come very strong to us, are going to really teach us to recognize that we have to awaken, really awaken, and come out of whatever it is that you are in. And then on the position of the moon, right, the Marseille Tarot, comes the Ace of Wands. Now, the Ace of Wands is that clear fire, and you have the Ace of Water, of Cups. And so here you have the feminine and the masculine. And by going into that one feeling, which is, I believe, love, and in that one action, which is acting out of love, you will come out of all the 16 swords, right? Because 16 swords, like I said, 7 are left. So I'm going to put this one down for a moment. So you're going to heal the 7 of swords by going into your center of the feminine and the masculine, the feeling and the action. And then you can overcome whatever it is that is happening in your mind, right? Because this is really not an actual true feeling now. And the interesting thing is that both came up on your court card and on your major arcana, right? And so the healing is taking action, taking true action of, yes, you gotta look at why you are having swords on both of your position, the court card and of course the major arcana. And so the number 16, right, which comes after your number, and you're the 15, the number 16 is that liberation, the total liberation of the way you think or the way this world functions. Everybody's bad out there and you complaining about it, or you are looking at it. No, you gotta find within you the good that brings then you forward into wherever it is that you want to go forward towards now. And that is through the moon, which is a very emotional energy, the Ace of Wands, right? So the Ace of Wands is speaking to you, and then you get on the position of the moon as well an oracle card, a dream oracle card, because he watches your dreams, and last time you had listened to your dreams, they're important for you now. So in your dreams there comes here many masks, right? The authentic self. And some people think that we have to still put masks on, that we cannot be truly ourselves. And you get the number 38, and the 3 is the Empress, where we had the Hanged Man, the 3 letting go and giving birth to a new state of consciousness, the 8 that came on the position of the High Priestess, right? You recognize now that you worked very strongly on your own intuition, and that you can let go truly of what doesn't work for you anymore, and calculated together you get an 11. And the 11 is a portal that forms a portal with this 1 1 1 1. So you have 4 times the 1. 4 times is the love, and the action to take action on the love, and then letting fall the masks, right? Because I mean, this is not something we want to live in. And then comes on the position, I'm going to put these 2 down, but I'm going to use them again, on the position of the Sun, which we know is in Pisces, right? So on the position of the Sun is Pisces. So Pisces is here and Pisces is here. Pisces is in the subconscious, and Pisces is also in the Sun, and highlighting the Moon, which is in your sign, right? So it's like, it's very interesting, this whole combination. And here you get another 38. And the 38, again, the same, the 3 of the Hanged Man, the dark matter, and the 8 on the High Priestess, the work on your intuition. And then together it is an 11-11 portal. With these 2, we have now 6 times the 1, and 6 times the 1 is your third eye, is learning to go up into your third eye, right? Learning that the third eye is your liberation. The third eye can be found through love, through acting upon love, through letting those masks fall, and then explore the dark matter situation, because the dark matter is something that you know, because you are the darkest month of the year. And so you're gonna learn to understand that here on the position where you let drop the masks, right? You learning through the moon that the moon becomes highlighted and it becomes dark, and the moon gets highlighted and it becomes invisible, right? And so you are learning everything about dark matter, that the mystery of dark matter is actually maybe where we all come from. They're not actually saying anymore that the dark matter is something negative. They actually think that God, the biggest energy that we call all sorts of names, is actually dark. It's not light. A lot of people always associate with God the light, but now a lot of people are actually claiming that God is in the dark, right? And so you becoming a new perspective in the way you are seeing yourself. And there's this big transformation with all these beautiful butterflies, and you're gonna recognize now in this 1111 portal, or 6 times the one, that your third eyes, you're gonna see things that you never thought possible, and they're coming to you. And then you even see on the position of the world here your guardian angel coming, right? Sagittarius. And this is the fireworks. This is the lights that we see within the third eye. When we close our eyes, when we learn to listen to something that's so much deeper and so much more profound, comes here Sagittarius, which comes right before you, right? It's the month before you. So maybe you even have a little bit of Sagittarius in you, because it's the 9th house of philosophy, and you are the 10th house of social status, right? And so you recognize something here, that this, what you experience here through the sun in Pisces, is giving you now an understanding that with fire and fire, we have fireworks, and we have something that's really giving us a deep, deep inspiration. And the inspiration is that the horse is running towards the Ace of Cups, is running towards the one and only energy that is worth to come back here in this lifetime, and that is love, and again love, and more love, and only love that we can then act upon, right? The action, the clear action that we want to act upon, is that love is what can heal anything, but truly anything. And so I think you are called to really look deep within, because you are having to learn something very profound here, right? With the 16, with the number 7, with your crown chakra, because that's where you get the enlightenment in the chakra system, right? The 7th chakra is the enlightenment, but in the Kabbalistic tree of life, that's your weakest spot. That's where you sometimes think, oh well, I have arrived, and then boom, you fall back down again, and you recognize that maybe it's just something that I'm imagining, and I am wanting to be the best, and I want to climb up, and is my right. But in the end, it's like, recognize always that the rainbow, and that love that the rainbow is exuding into all the colors, is something that you maybe have to face in your third eye. And then, of course, here with this beautiful horse, the Knight of Inspiration, this firework here with the sun that's coming in here in your reading. Wow, what a interesting reading, right? So sometimes I really don't know what's going to happen, because the interesting thing is, when I put them into the camera, I see them as a soul. I see them here as a human, and when I hold them here into the camera, I see them as a soul. And that's exactly why I think these readings are so powerful, then more powerful than if I would have the camera from above and show you the cards the way they lie here, right? So I hope I see you in the next reading, because that's when the sun then goes into Aries, right? And we have number 4 here. We have the responsibility to act upon our dreams, act upon all these colors, all these rainbows, and I think here is also the rainbow in it now through the butterflies, is bringing you through the dark matter the possibility to study a little bit more, right? And sometimes this is of course also a rainbow. The fireworks brings us all the colors. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.